Let's get started. You may learn something.
I'ma show you what I'm working with. 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 Get it. I'ma show you what I'm working with. Back once again with them. Back once again. I'ma show you what I'm working with. 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 Get it. I'ma show you what I'm working with. I'ma show you what I'm working with.
Go always as a unit to a party, and then we just try to rage and try to make some good memories that we can hold on to.
We love house parties. We love raging. We love house parties.
just try to rage and try to make some good memories that we can hold on to.
I think one thing we tried to unify people to get behind this cause, and it seemed to have really worked. We love raging. We love house parties. We want to keep them around.
Do not attempt to adjust your dial.
We love raging. We love house parties.
Nothing else bang harder.
Show me who you are. Show me who you are. Show me who you Show me who you are. 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 Turn off your conscious mind. Speak to your higher self. I want you to transcend. Show me who you are. Show me who you are.
Check, check. Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the chat. We're here. Wow, it's bright in here. Got the sun blaring in. LA, Los Angeles, coming to you live from my studio. But I don't want to say too much. I want to make sure that everyone's hearing me good. Let's go. Y'all got me? All right, let's do this. So, sick. All right, well, we're here, Los Angeles, at my house in the studio, and we're gonna listen to the Peace, Love, and Wubbz album, and I'm so stoked to share it with you guys. I want to give a shout out to Lost Lands family that's heading out there, that's at the campsite right now. I want to give a shout out to the LS Dreamers. I want to give a shout out to the Wakan family. I want to just give big hugs. Also, I'm playing Arizona this weekend too, Gold Rush Festival. Everyone's obsessed with Lost Lands, but I'm going to see you guys on Sunday night, and that's going to be sick. And just in case anyone was wondering, if you were here earlier, I was just playing you guys just a bunch of other random unreleased stuff. I just make tons of music, and figured we were all here for a listening party. You might as well just listen to some other stuff, and it was cool to see what you guys reacted to. So yeah, gotta keep the flow going, you know what I'm saying? So let's see. Peace, Love, and Wubbz is the album. It's out this Friday. Should we hop into it? I want to see everybody throw up your Peace, Love, and Wubbz emoji combo in the chat, because that's how it goes down. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about each song before I play it, and not going to do a whole lot of talking because everyone's out there listening and vibing. And some people aren't here, they're gonna check this out later. So I'll tell you a little bit about each song. So first we got Love Rocket with Miso and Elephant Heart. So Miso, I've been a fan of his, and I don't know, maybe like last year or something, I went to message him on Twitter, but he wasn't following me, so I couldn't message him. So I was like, whatever, he doesn't know about me, it's no big deal, whatever. But then a couple of months ago, he tweeted at me, he's like, I want to open for LSDREAM one day. And I was like, oh, what the fuck, I gotta hit this dude up. So that is gonna happen, but besides us doing a show together, which you'll find out about, I was like, bro, we gotta work on a tune. Now, I had a version of Love Rocket that some of you guys may have heard on some of the rave caves, but I wasn't 100% on it. I thought that, you know, I could have a little bit more fun with the production, and never really wrote a second drop. So I sent it to him, and we flipped it around and just went full alien crazy on it. And the vocals is Victoria from Elephant Heart. You should check them out. They're an amazing band. Absolutely stellar. So let's get into it. Song number 1 is called Love Rocket. so that's track one. Woo. So, all right, up next we got Peace, Love, and Wubbz. It's already out. You've been listening to it. You know what it is. I'll tell you the backstory though. 3 years ago, I did a project on the internet. I tweeted out, I said, I want you to describe LSDREAM in 3 or 4 words, or less than 4 words. And everyone sent in all these phrases, like the funniest shit you ever heard. Also, the most on point shit you ever heard. Shit that I would never be able to come up with. Anyway, what everyone didn't know is I was making a hoodie out of that. That was the first I Am Base hoodie. I put all the quotes on the back. And one of the quotes, I don't know who said it, said Peace, Love, and Wubbz. And ever since then, it's been in my brain. I could never shake it. Peace, Love, and Wubbz. I'm like, I gotta write a song called Peace, Love, and Wubbz. Started working on the song, started working with Kojax, and at one point I was like, this is it. This is the album. This is the message. This is what it's about. This is what I need personally in my life. This is what the vibe I want to share with the world. So that's how the song got its name, and that's how the album got its name. And that's what I love about this community too. It's like we have such an interactive thing going on, and even all you guys in the chat going like, oh, is this version the one you played at Oki? Is this the one you played on the Rave Cave? And that's the thing, is I can't make my music in a vacuum. I got to make something and then play it for you guys. And like, it's in that interaction that I know if I want to keep working on it, if I want to change it or not. And that's the journey of, I guess, being a fan of my music, is like, you're always going to hear the versions and how it evolves. So let's not talk anymore. Let's get into it. Peace, Love, and Wubbz.
Let's all feel the bass.
Hell yeah. All right, let me tell you guys about something here. So let me make sure we're on. So check this out. The next song's already out. And I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. See, you need imagination, because if you think it, it is. But what are you gonna think about? You need exploration. And if you want to explore, like, you need inspiration to find that. If you want inspiration, you need to elevate the spirit. If you want to elevate the spirit, you need an invocation. You have to call in the energy. You need an affirmation. You need to make it real for yourself. Then a destination becomes revealed. But to get there, you have to heal. You can't just get to the next level. You need to transmute. It's the transmutation. Then you get a revelation. Then what happens is a devastation, because healing will crumble the world around you, and there's a lot of pain that comes with that. Simulation. What is all this shit? Termination. Like terminating the old beliefs. Activation. The new beliefs. Illumination. Radiate with a high vibration. You guys feel me? I'm telling a story. I hope you can catch on to it. Here we go. super excited to talk to you guys about the next one. This is probably, wow, the sun really went down. It's dark in here now. So this next one is definitely one of my favorites on the album. I mean, I love them all. They're all really special songs to me. But these are my probably in like my top 3 favorite lyrics in the whole LSDREAM catalog. I just love them so much. I wrote the next one with Cara and Reed, and it's called Wild Orchids. Let's get into it. Hold on a second, you guys. Technical difficulties. It's okay, we can fix it. We're dope. I hear it, I don't see it.
Wild orchids in our DNA, blooming supernatural frequencies. Let's swim with dolphins up in outer space. You'll never drown in darkness when you're surfing violet waves. Wild
Amethyst to my fist like a switchblade.
Thank you guys. I see everything that's being said in the chat, and I just appreciate the love so much. The album drops on Friday. Oh my god. Yeah, it's actually like, I love the chat. I love diversity. I love an open forum for people to express themselves. And it was literally like, one comment was like, this is terrible, and the next comment is, this is amazing. And I love that. That's great. I'm not interested in making something that everyone likes. I mean, what is that? It's fucking vanilla ice cream. Everyone likes vanilla ice cream. I'm not trying to make vanilla ice cream. And feel free to have any opinion that you want about anything that I'm doing. It's totally fine. We're not all meant to love or like or be into anything. But I appreciate that you're even checking it out. And that's dope. And for everyone that's loving it, is equally appreciated. And my LS Dreamers and everyone out there just going nuts. You guys hype me up. It brings me a lot of joy. Thank you. Let's continue. I put out a lot of singles from this album, so you guys have heard a lot of it. And you heard this one, me and Liquid Stranger. It's called Potions. Just dropped it. Let's do it.
Now you feel me close.
Yo, you guys should see. Hold on, we gotta get some lights in here. Shit. It's better. Yeah, you guys, I don't know what it is about that song. You should see me dance to that song. I don't know what my body wants to do when Potions comes on, but I feel like it's the funniest dance that I've ever done. I don't know. It cracks me up every time. You know, the first time I met Martin, like first actual like bro hang, we had like a fucking 4-hour conversation, and we were talking about all the things. And he said, we were talking about just the power of emotions as a energy source for manifestation. Like society, they're very like, oh, you gotta like have positive thoughts and you know, law of attraction, everything, but the emotions are like the real fuel. And he said emotion is energy in motion, and it just got lodged in the back of my head. And something else you need to know is that me and Liquid have like fucking 8 collabs or something. We hung out and just spent like 2 weeks and just slang so many ideas out there, but I really wanted Potions for the album, so we kind of focused on that one. But you're gonna hear a lot of collabs coming out from us next year, and some of them sound a little bit more like him, some of them sound a little bit more like me, some of them are like a good blend. But anyway, emotion is energy in motion. Fucking brilliant. What a guy. He's the fucking man himself, as they say. So we got to move on to the next song now, but before we do, y'all need to put your Z's in the chat for Z-Trip, because this next song is a collaboration with Z-Trip. It's called Moonlegs, and I'm not going to play the song until I see this chat full of Z's. And if you know about Z-Trip, you know that that's how it goes down. And if you don't know about Z-Trip, then, you know, it's like discovering like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, or it's like discovering pizza or something, because he is one of the most legendary DJs of all time. And I have the honor and the privilege not just being able to collaborate with him, but he's one of my best friends and someone that I love so much. And I saw that you're in here. Z, fucking love you. Let's play our song. It's called Moonlegs.
This is Apollo Control. The weird noise has been reported by spacecraft. You can go ahead, go ahead.
Take it easy. Try to resist the temptation to play around with this low gravity. You'll develop your moon legs quickly, you know. We make beats go.
Drop the science on these motherfuckers. I only drop the hotness.
Try to resist the temptation to play around with this low gravity. You'll develop your moon legs quickly, you know. To the universe, and perhaps to our destiny. Resist the temptation to play around with this low gravity. You'll develop your moon legs quickly, you know.
How did the G feel? Was there much vibration?
Drop the science on these motherfuckers.
We knew throughout the voyage that only a crumb of space was being consumed this first time out. And there is no limit, never an end. To see them on another world, looking up at them with wonder as they stood there and looked at us on Earth with wonder, that was a fine moment.
Wow, I got lost in that one. I forgot to turn it off. Oh, okay. I'm shook. Can't believe that song got made. Wow. I love that song so much. Real quick, if you have been to a LSDREAM show and you thought the visuals were dope, I want to tell you a little bit about the process for that, and then we'll go to the next song. I work with about 7 or 8 different visual artists that make me different things. Then I get all those clips and I sit there and I place every single clip in every single part of each song. So maybe you remember a show, maybe you're coming to see a show. Just know that whatever you see, it's all an audio visual cohesive vision. But what's the most important thing that we got to recognize is my man Colton. Colton is my VJ. He's the one that's actually in the front of house, plugged in with all the content on the computer. And me and Colton were like a band. So he knows the vision. It's almost like I wrote the guitar riff, but he's the guitar player. So I want you to give Colton a shout out in the chat for just absolutely crushing running the LSDREAM visuals live. Colton, you're a fucking badass, man. And I'm so stoked I get to work with you. You're the fucking man. And I just saw you pop up in the chat. So shout out Colton. We're just getting started, man. All right, let's go on to the next track. It's called Polaris. This is a collab with Buku. And I'll play it for you guys, and then I'll tell you a little bit about it afterwards. Let's do it. This thing again. It's all good, you guys. This was pretty easy to fix last time. All right, so bear with me. This will only take a second. So I want to tell you guys about that track. Now that you've heard it, this will make more sense. So LSDREAM project for me, it's a lot about transformation. It's about a journey, and it's about transmutation, transformation. And so on every album, I like to have a song where the musical theme tells that story. So, for example, on the Voyager album, It's Awake, that melody goes throughout the whole song, keeps changing, it keeps morphing, just like we do. We evolve, we transform, we're multi-dimensional beings. And so I tell that story with the melody, as the melody transforms. On Renegade's Light, it was I Am Bass, you know, that little blippy melody just keeps transforming throughout the whole track. And on this one, it's Polaris. Polaris is also the North Star. So back in the day, if you wanted to navigate, if you wanted to figure out where you were going, you'd follow the North Star. So that was the idea behind the track. It's about going on a journey, and the way we told that story is by morphing that synth around, and that's why it kind of breaks down. It starts getting spiritual, the chants come in, and then finally when the second drop hits, you know, it's the idea was that we would leave room in the production for your imagination to fall in there. So it wasn't really about all these loud sounds and face melty type shit. It was about spaciousness rising above the stratosphere of the earthly things. So let's continue on. We got 4 more. This one's been out. This was the first single that we dropped. I don't know why I'm saying we. I feel like this whole thing is we, but this is the first single that was dropped. It's called Follow the Vibe, with Taylor Renee, who's one of my favorite people to work with. I love her so much. I don't know if she's here. I love you, Taylor. But we got 2 songs on this album, so yeah, I put them back to back just so we can like get in our vibe. So speaking of vibe, this is Follow the Vibe.
What if there's this place only you can imagine? Somewhere lost in space, free to explore. And I found a way into fantasy, down a yellow brick road. I spoke with the gypsy, and this is what she told me.
All right, you guys, we got 3 left. So we've left the Wubbs part of the album. Now we're just gonna go into the peace and the love part. And you know, if you've listened to my other albums, you know by the time it gets to the end of the album, some unexpected shit happens. And again, this whole project for me is really about discovery and expression, and I kind of make it a point to not I'm not gonna say try. I make it a point to not repeat myself because I want to just to see what else is in there, you know. Also, did you guys see this? If you like follow the vibe, check this shit out. And if you want to know about that, that's gonna happen. I'm gonna announce that next week. With next week, I'm making the biggest announcement ever. It's the announcement of all announcements. Just FYI. But all right, let's get back to the music. So this next one surprised me as it was getting created. I was like, really? This is happening right now? And yeah, it's a unique song to me. I've never written a song like this. It doesn't really have a drop even. It's just a song, all right? It's just music. Just music is music. But the song, it's called Cotton Candy Sky. And it's just about joy. It's just about that good feeling when you feel in tune, when you feel connected, when you just feel like it's one of those days and everything's going your way. And this song is a way to manifest that energy. So I hope you tap into it. I hope you like it. Can't wait to hear. Can't wait for you guys to hear it and watch the chat. So let's do it. This one's called Cotton Candy Sky. definitely one of my most favorite songs. Like, it has just a special place for me. It just feels like, I don't know, just hits the spot. That kind of 90s R&B, and I've never really gone there yet. So with those strings, I love it. Okay, let's continue on. So the next song, what do I want to say about this next song? It's called I Love You, and it's a song that I wrote to myself to heal. Because here's something that you guys need to know about me. As much as I express all of these heightened spiritual concepts, I am also equally as like fucked up, and I've got my demons, and I've got the shit that weighs me down. And I wrote this song as a way to, as just like a way to heal those things. And I lose the light all the time. And I think that that's one of the most important parts about my spiritual journey. It's the shadow. There's the light and there's the shadow. Both of those are the divine. The divine is not light and love. That's half of it. The other half is the shadow. And when the shadow is not acknowledged, when it's not healed, it manifests into behaviors, self-sabotage, self-criticism, self-loathing, negative self-talk. And there's a part in the middle of this next song where the vocals go, is this what you believe? Is this what you see? And in that moment, as I was writing it, I was literally trying to write music that felt like my feelings being transformed. So hopeless becoming hopeful, powerless becoming empowered, hate becoming love, all of these transformations. So I'm gonna shut up now. I'm just gonna play you the song. It's called I Love You.
I love you.
So we got one song left. Where'd I go? There we go. So we got one song left here. And for those of you guys that don't know, during lockdown, pandemic times, I started a project that I've always wanted to start for a long time, which is like a meditation sound healing project. It's called Light Code. And I knew that there was going to be a lot of people that are going to discover my music through this album. And I wanted to create a bridge from this album to the Light Code project. And, you know, I think on my last album, Ace of Cups had such a profound impact on me and a lot of people, and kind of almost gave me the confidence to start the Light Code project. I don't know, maybe some of you guys can relate to that, but you guys really inspired me to pursue that passion, which was really just a picture on my vision board of like sound bowls that I love, going to sound baths. So anyway, this next song is sort of a collaboration. Like, it's written LSDREAM and Light Code on the album. And you know, people were tweeting at me like, yo, why are you collabing with yourself? Like, we know that's both of your projects. But other people don't. And so this is a very, very special song, because this song is the bridge for those of us that want to go deeper into the spiritual realms, the healing realms, the meditation realm. So it's a 7-minute meditation. So if you're in a place that you feel comfortable, that you feel chill, and you want to do the meditation, it's just music, there's no words in it. But feel free to just close your eyes and dive in deep. It's very, very ambient vibes. So if you're familiar with the Light Code project, you already know kind of like the vibe of it. But this is the last song on the album. And yeah, everyone that's asking about Light Code, there's a lot more of that coming now that this album has birthed. I'm going to dive back in and do a whole nother Light Code series with more meditations and a whole like new 60-minute piece. So let me play you this last song, and then I'll stick around afterwards and answer any questions and just hang out. So let's do this last one, 7 minutes long. Let's go. did it. That's the album. Comes out Friday. 2 days. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of these at Lost Lands and Gold Rush. Special announcement for Lost Lands fam. I got word earlier. I'm just waiting for like 100% confirmation, but I'm pretty sure my set's getting moved up an hour. So I'm going to be playing 7:30 now, an hour later, which is dope because nighttime set. And I also heard that I'm going to be part of the live stream now too. So I think the first 30 minutes of my set is going to be on the official Lost Lands live stream, which means all the new album shit's getting crammed in that first 30 minutes. Not all of it, but a bunch of it. I want to really thank you guys for being here. I want to thank you guys for all of your support, all of your love, all of your passion for my art. And come chill with us. I think LS Dreamers Facebook group is really where it's at. The community is thriving. And for my socials, Instagram is where I really kind of post the most stuff. Any of my collaborators in the chat, thank you. And again, anyone listening, Lost Lands Campgrounds, if you're on the way there, LS Dreamers, Wakan fam, all the fams, all the amazing light holders. You don't have to be a light worker, just be a light holder. That's dope. Anyway, that's it. I'm just gonna hang out. I'm gonna hop in the chat and answer some questions. So let's see what you guys are saying. It's on a bit of a delay, so I haven't seen any questions yet. Put some backing music up for you guys. Everyone say hi to my mom. LS mom is in the chat. Hey mom. Someone's asking about the Enzo collab. You're gonna hear some news about that soon. We have a few collabs. I'm playing one of them at Lost Lands. I actually am playing one of them at all my shows. I think he's playing it too. But we got a few. We got a few in the works. And it's a banger. Someone's asking me if I've ever done a Halloween set. I've never been. First time. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard incredible things about it. What's up, Osiris? A dope producer. How are you? Everyone check out Osiris music. He's dope. What's one really special moment you had in the process of creating this album? I mean, there was a lot of, I'm like thinking about each song. I think each song has its own special moment. I'm trying to think if like one really stands out. Me and Z-Chirp wrote Moonlegs in 2 days. Like, that shit was crazy. Showed up to his house on like Friday, and on Sunday we were like, damn, we just really did that shit. So that, if I could do that every time, I would have an album out every 3 months. So shout out to the flow. When it hits, it hits. I guess another special moment is when I was working on the middle part of ILY. It legitimately had me bawling. And I knew something powerful was happening. And I can remember exactly where I was and what I was thinking about. And and just having that moment, just being an absolute mess, trying to like use Ableton, and you know, if anyone's a music creator out there, it's tough to do. It's tough to be so vulnerable while you're creating, to get to a space where you're just emoting that deeply. And that, you know, I think that's part of the craft too. I spent years of my life writing shit that I felt would just get people to put their hands up and jump and wow out, and I did that. So like, what's next? What's after that? You know, for me, it's in here. It's writing stuff that can get inside here, and if I want to share that energy with someone else, I have to feel it. And I really felt it on that song. So that was a special moment, sure. Also, Wild Orchids, writing the lyrics for that was a special moment. Those are like some of my favorite lyrics ever. Shout out to Kara. That was an amazing session. I felt like such a songwriter after that session. So you guys know, like, all my songs that have vocals, I co-write all the lyrics and all the melodies with the singers that I work with on my tracks. So I'm like very involved in the process. So that one just stands out as one of those ones that was just, the channel was open and it was just so many beautiful ideas came out. Someone's saying, do you get nervous going on stage? Do you have any rituals? I don't get nervous, but I feel like energy, like, I don't know, like restless, and like my hands sweat, and I get like, I'm kind of like, just because I care. And there's like an anticipation, and it's almost like, it's not really nervousness, because I think, like, you know, it's semantics really, but nervous in terms of fear. I'm not scared, but it's like a giddy kind of anticipation energy. But I do have a ritual. I do like an invocation and a prayer and kind of this like energy work ritual, just to get grounded and have gratitude and just get into like a state of focus. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see. There's gonna be vinyls on the album. Any new sets dropping on SoundCloud? Yes. So festival season was super busy for me this year because everything that got canceled during the pandemic got postponed, and then new things came up. So it was pretty crazy schedule, and the album. So after Halloween, I kind of get a break. And so during that break, I'm going to put together probably like a new Rave Cave live stream and make some more light code music, and probably will release one of the live sets from this festival season as well. So, you know, by the end of the year, like, I'll have a couple of, I was even thinking like for the Rave Cave, like I was thinking of an idea of like doing like a 2-hour set that kind of called like Best of Festival Season 2021 Rave Cave, where I could just kind of look at like all my playlists through all the festivals and just make like one kind of shout out to like all those shows, just to like capture it, because a lot of the sets don't get recorded. Let's see what else you guys are wanting to know here. Have you watched the Wu-Tang series on Hulu? I literally watch those episodes the second they come out. Like, I don't really stan a lot of things, but I grew up on Wu-Tang, and they're my favorite rap group ever. And I feel I like resonate with them heavily, and RZA and his mindset. And, you know, you go on his page, he's doing meditations 5 days a week. That kung fu chi energy, that energetic warfare, you know, mixing the street shit with the knowledge of self, you know. I've always loved it, and that's why always in my sets I'll do some kind of a Wu-Tang nod. What else? Yeah, what else? Someone's asking about the Lost Land live stream. I would just like go on YouTube, type in Lost Lands. I'm sure they have a channel or a page, or go on Instagram. Ryan said, when did you realize Brills was dead? I realized the day after Hard 2017, because that show was an experiment that I did. I knew that I was evolving artistically. I knew that I wanted to express a lot of different ideas, and I thought that it would be organic of me to not go super extreme and just use that Brills Festival show to just experiment with the new sound and the new vibe. And I did. And it was like crickets, you know? I didn't feel anything online from the fan base. I don't know, something just didn't click. Like, it didn't work. Even with the crowd energy at the show. And it was a big festival. But anyway, that set ended up kind of being my starting point. I was like, okay, well, I thought it was I was like really passionate about it. So yeah, in that moment, I realized that it's not that what I did like wasn't like good, if that is even a way to describe it. I just think perception in electronic music, perception of artists, perception of brands, it only lets people perceive things in a certain way. And so like I've made this analogy when I've talked about it. It's like if you open a bag of chips and you reach your hand in there and there's like hummus in there, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Ugh, you know? But like you could also like love hummus. Like I love hummus, I love chips, you know? But that's not what that doesn't make sense in there. And I think I realized that I had to close that chapter and just start a new chapter. And I'll tell you this interesting tidbit. Maybe you guys don't know this, maybe you do. But my opening song at that festival was Awake.exe. At the beginning written, the first drop. And I never saw videos of it. Like no one ever really tweeted me about it. I never really, you know, I was like, okay. But I knew for me that song was like super, super special. I knew that was like a birthing point. And so I wanted it to be the first LSDREAM song, and didn't really change that much about it, but started the new project and was able to express myself with a clean slate. And the rest is history, you know? So I guess that's really more of a lesson for producers out there when you're thinking about branding, you're thinking about perception, you're thinking about all those kind of esoteric ideas that are a little bit more like the non-tangible shit, not like, oh, sound design, VSTs, Ableton, that's very like tangible. You do it, you know, it sounds a certain way. There's this whole other world of how the human brain works and how people perceive shit. I'm really going on a rant on this question. Let's go back to other questions. Everyone asking me if I'm coming to their city. I'll just say next week, big announcement. Can't really give it away more than that, but you probably already know. Just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. Let's see here. I got stories. I got so many stories. Just gotta ask story questions. Getting some questions about Evolutions Festival next weekend. Gonna be a lot of fun. Extended set time. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird in the woods. All the homies are playing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna do my thing. What planet are you really from? I'm actually really from Earth, you know? sometimes we feel like we must be from another planet. You feel like your energy is from another planet. And maybe your energy is from another planet. But you also got to honor that we came into this 3D Earth plane for a reason. And we're here for a purpose. And we chose this soul contract. We chose this incarnation into the Earth plane. And so owning that and just being like, yeah, like I'm gonna be all of my humanness. Good shit, the bad shit, scary shit, hard shit, beautiful shit. All of that is human. And it's a beautiful thing to come to that place. Angelo saying, is that you playing the electric guitar in some of your songs? Some of them it is, but then I also discovered Omnisphere, and Omnisphere has some like really insane guitar sounds, and with the keyboard, like this guy here at the edge, with the right patches, you know, if you know how a guitar sounds, you can kind of like just get it on the keys, and it sounds pretty close. But yeah, I do have a guitar here, and I've played, you know, it's like half and half. However it happens, like sometimes I'll write it one way or the other way, and you know, it just works. Let's see here. Sounds of Wakan Volume 3. I never even did Sounds of Wakan Volume 2. I need to do that really badly, actually. And if you don't know what Sounds of Wakan is, go on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube. Type in LSDREAM Sounds of Wakan. And basically I had everyone send me noises on the phone. And then I took all those videos and made a beat out of it. And it's fucking hilarious. And I need to do that again. So many things I need to do. Do a collaboration album with Closey. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna do an album, but we did that back to back at summer camp and just really hit it off. And she's about to go on tour and I'm dropping an album, but after all that's done, we're gonna link up and make a bunch of music for sure. What's going on here? Here we go. A lot of people ask me if I miss doing the Brills project, and the honest answer is that I don't. And I'll try to explain. On one hand, it's a very personal thing, because while on the outside, like your guys' perspective, I was like really committed to the project and entertaining you guys and putting on the best show that I possibly could, and just I gave it my all. But on the inside, I was going through a lot of dark shit, and I never talked about it online. I never shared it with even like a lot of my friends. I was just not in a vulnerable place, and there was a lot of fear, and there was a lot of addiction, and there was a lot of just old traumas from the past that all got activated. So, you know, I'll say this though. So there's that, and I'll answer it another way. Is that when I was doing the Brills project and it became successful, I thought that I had achieved my dream, that I was validated, you know, that I established myself as an artist. You know, I was making a career out of it. I was making a living to like pay my rent. And, like I had a car, and I was doing these shows, and they were selling out, and playing these festivals, and you know, like all these amazing opportunities. You know, all the shit that society kind of dangles the carrot in front of everybody. You know, money, fame, validation, success. Everyone loves you. All this kind of shit. And really, at the end of the day, while that was happening, I still felt kind of hollow, and I realized that those things actually don't bring me joy. Something else there's got to be something else that brings me actual real joy, not instant gratification, not ego, you know, not the fleeting, those are all fleeting, very surface sort of dopamine brain chemicals, and, you know, it's not true joy of the fucking soul. So I was like, well, either I got to find out what brings me joy, or I'm just broken, you know? And those two questions kind of took my spiritual journey, my healing journey, into like overdrive. While that was happening, I was still doing the Brills project, and it got to a point where they just got so far away from each other. And I realized if I'm gonna actually figure out what truly brings me joy, I gotta stop everything else. I just have to shut it down and just really dial it in. Like what, how does my life really have meaning? More meaning to me personally. I'm not saying the Brills project didn't mean anything. Of course it did. Like, that project created a lot of joy. Like, did some incredible shows, put out some incredible music. I'm super proud of that whole experience. But at its peak, something inside of me still felt very hollow. And so that was really what I was trying to figure out. And it was a very, very simple realization, is that I wanted to integrate the things that I was really passionate about, which is helping people, my own spiritual journey, going from a place of darkness to a place of love. It was a very moving experience. I wanted to write music about it, and I want to help people, and I want to have a career, you know? I want to have a business as well. So, and I want it to be authentic to not just something that's happening in the moment, but I want to tell the story of all my passions throughout my whole life. Like, when I was growing up, when I was like a teenager, I was playing guitar, I was playing drums in bands. Like, classic rock was my shit. Beatles, Hendrix, Zeppelin, Doors, that whole era. And then like Nirvana and Rage. I was in a band actually when I was 19 that almost got signed to Capitol. We had opened for Linkin Park. We opened for Stained. It was like kind of new metal vibes. And while that was happening, I was also going to raves. I was in a dance crew called Liquid Pop Collective. All of these things, all these passions for my life, like, all intersected with psychedelic culture somehow. Rave culture, psychedelic rock. And when it was time to start this thing, and I was thinking about what's the integration of healing and spirituality and rave culture and psychedelic, and rave culture, ultimately it was psychedelic culture. That's how LSDREAM became the name. Obviously the LSD part's about psychedelic culture, but it's not about the party culture. It's about the self-exploration, the healing, the spiritual technology aspect of it, the journey within. That's what rave culture was to me when I first got in it. And the dream part is really just about the unknown, which I want to write songs about. You know, anything that's a mystery fascinates me. So anyway, that's the kind of like little biography for you. That was a fucking long rant. I'm surprised you guys are still here. There's no like right way to explain it. I feel like I've tried to explain it. It always comes out a little bit different, but that's the story. That's how it happened. And I think we're all evolving. We're all multi-dimensional, you know? I was in Sedona recently, and there was this plant, this tree, this very strange tree. I don't know what it's called, but starts growing from the bottom, and then it just has these long things that just grow out of it, like long, like tall, like 10 feet tall, and they just all go like that. And I was looking at it, and I just saw myself in it. Like, this one was like this part of my life. This one is like me as a son. This one is like me as a husband. Like, this one's LSDREAM. This one is me as an addict. This one is me, you know, like as a little kid, like with the shit. So yeah, it's amazing being able to see yourself reflected back into nature. And, you know, I feel like I've got a lot of closure around like the Bros project. So when people are like, oh, do you miss it? Are you ever going to do another set? It's like, I don't miss it. I feel like I'm getting everything that I got out of that project times like a million now, because I'm actually like vulnerable and like sharing my true self with people and actually connecting with people on a very, very real level, and writing music that is important to me, and then that's affecting people, and we're having this dialogue and we're having this exchange, and music is so powerful, and I feel so privileged that I get to affect people on a heart level. It's a privilege, it's an honor, and so I've never experienced that in my life. So it's hard to go back to do something that didn't do that. And I get it. At the same time, like, LSDREAM is also super fun, energetic, weird dance music. I want to bring the joy. I want to bring the party. Spirituality is not just meditating and crying and journaling. It's also laughing, it's dancing, it's singing, it's joy. It's, you know, it's having a spontaneous serendipity energy, and that's the other half of the project, you know. So I just feel like I'm kind of doing that here as well. But you know, I don't know if I'll ever do a bro set. Maybe, like, I haven't decided. Like, it would just have to like organically unfold and feel like it, yes, like it has to just feel like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's not something, I try not to make too many plans. I just like to just manifest things that I desire, that bring joy, but ultimately whatever's in my highest good will unfold. And so if doing whatever project is meant to happen, like, it'll just happen, you know. Same thing with like collabs and things like that. Like, there's so many artists I want to collab with, but I don't just go and like hit everybody up, yo, let's do collabs. It's just not my style. I feel like organically things just happen, like organically. Those are the best. So this bucket hat is grassroots. I'm working on another grassroots bucket hat collab with those guys. They're the best. Sorry guys, I've been ranting. I'm just trying to like catch up on these questions. Grassroots in the bucket hat. This is a good one. Do you have a specific spiritual mentor you look up to? You know, I've had several, and it's interesting. They come in and out of my life. I've never had one that was just, this is my mentor and they're there forever. I feel like if you're a seeker, that's really what it's all about. It's about being a seeker. It's not about knowing anything. It's not about collecting knowledge. It's not about, oh, I've read 500 books. Like, at least from my experience, it doesn't really lead. It's never really like created something tangible in a sense. But being a seeker has brought a lot of things into my life. Seeking, just the quest of the desire to grow, and asking for growth and asking for guidance and seeking, you know, being a seeker. That energy is powerful, because it's really not about knowing anything. It's not about being smarter than anyone. It's not about being farther than anyone. It's just about where you are and the direction you're intending to go in, whatever that means. So a lot of people are like, oh, what books have you read lately? And it's like, honestly, like, I haven't. There was a period where I was just devouring books, like every kind of book. Like, you probably saw my bookshelf when I was doing the light code stuff. So many books. But lately, I don't know, past like 6, 7, 8 months, maybe I'll have like one book I kind of dive into, a couple of pages here. I've been rereading like stuff that I read 4 or 5 years ago that had an impact on me. Reading them now, and it's like totally different. I'm like extracting totally different things out of it. But there's definitely something to be said about that energy of seeking. It's like a humble energy, you know? It's kind of like there's a certain serenity, not serenity. Serenity. There's a certain surrender in not knowing and not caring if you know, do you know? You know, it's like, I don't want to know anything. I just want to be here and have joy and create and do some good shit. And that's it, you know? That's my vibe. That's follow the vibe. If it make you feel good, you know? It's all in the songs. I'm just spitting. Chris said, are you working towards an awakening or enlightenment? No, I'm not. I'm not enlightened. And I don't know if I ever will be, and I'm fine with that, you know? I'm not really working. I'm working towards peace. That is enough for me. Inner peace. Everything in my world right now is well. That is ultimate, you know? Peace is so underrated. And when you have peace, it clears the plate for just a lot of joy, a lot of inspiration, a lot of gratitude, and very uplifting energies. So that's what I work towards, honestly. I don't know what enlightenment is. I kind of let that go as a whole idea. But if you're going for it, or if anyone's going for it, like, mad props. Keep doing that. It's definitely not a bad thing. I don't know what it is. What's my fitness routine? Oh, my fitness routine. It's a combination of like high intensity interval training and some like dumbbells and some cables. But basically, like, I'll work out 3 or 4 times a week. I do a lot of push-ups, sit-ups, squat thrust, jump rope, treadmill, and then just some dumbbells and things like that. But yeah, three times a week has been my average, especially festival season, because I'm gone all the weekends. So, and I'll work out for like 45 minutes, half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on vibe. Pyam said, can you talk about your experience going through the Hoffman process? And that is a very important question. And once a year, I'll make a post and I'll say, hey, I did this thing once. It's called the Hoffman process. It was a fucking game changer. Check it out. It speaks to you and you can do it. There's nothing that I recommend more in this lifetime, because it was one of the most amazing things I've ever done in my whole entire life. It's called the Hoffman process. And I don't really want to say that much more about it. It's not really needed. Like, if you're a fan of my music and you've been on my socials and you kind of know me a little bit through that, and you're a fan of Light Code and you kind of understand what I'm all about, then my cosign is all you need to know. That it's an absolute game changer. And I wish I could do it again, but you can only do it once. That's it. But it was absolutely next level. Shout out to the Cancers. That's my sign. Cancers. Water sign. Sensitive creatives. You know, they say that you have to have a thick skin to be in the music industry. Well, guess what? I don't. And I don't want one. I rather just be sensitive and feel the shadow manifested in the haters, and recognize that it's natural. And, you know, if you build a thick skin, like, sure, maybe you'll protect yourself from some ignorant comment, but you're also be denying yourself vulnerability. And I can tell you from experience, it's not a good deal, because vulnerability lets you be real with people and lets you develop actual connections. And I lived a big part of my life not doing that, and lived a large part of my life with all the walls up. So, thick skin, you don't want that. You can handle it. Like, whoever's shit talking you, whoever's, you know, pissing you off, and someone doesn't believe in you, someone doesn't think you're worth whatever, you know, like, just feel it, you know. It's almost like a compass. Like, when those things hurt, that actually shows you, that shows you the part of your shadow that needs your light. And I'll just leave it at that. And yeah, it's kind of like what, it's actually what I've been working on personally as well. What's one of the most touching moments I've had at a show? I gotta think about that. Most touching moments I've had at a show. I'm gonna ponder that while I read some other questions. Like, one is not specifically it. Jumping out. I mean, I could tell you, not necessarily that it was a touching moment, but it was kind of monumental for me. Was after I put out Ace of Cups, like, I didn't play it at any shows until Lacan Fest 2019. That was like the first time I actually like was on stage and like played it out. And I feel like that was almost like the birth. That was like the real birth of this project in that moment. Like, everything before that was like gestating. It was like we were in the womb, and like things were growing, and, you know, and in that moment it was like, it's here. That's how it felt for me. Blake said, what's your advice for getting out of depression? That's a heavy question, and there's so many angles to that. There's a mental angle, there's an emotional angle, there's a spiritual angle, and there's a physical angle. So, physical, I would say right off the bat, clean up your diet. It worked for me. Like, eat clean. Like, stop drinking sodas and eating junk and putting chemicals in your body. Start loving your body with food. Eat healthy. Eat so healthy. Low sugar, low dairy, no junk. That right there it's almost like bumper bowling. You know what I mean? It's like someone who doesn't know how to bowl, you just keep getting gutter balls and you put the bumpers in and you start knocking pins down. Like, a healthy diet is like bumper bowling for depression. Like, it just will help you not. Maybe that makes absolutely no sense, but it sounded right. in my head before I said it, so I just said it. But that's like the physical level, and on top of that, exercise. And I'm sure everyone's heard that a million times, but I mean, it's scientifically proven to work. So that's the physical level. Then you got the emotional side, which is different for everybody, but like doing things like therapy, doing things like, you know, different spiritual retreats and things like I talked about the Hoffman process. There's you know, like being able to confide in someone, talking to someone, being able to tell someone how you feel, even like starting a journal, things like that, get your emotions out, get the energy flowing. On the spiritual level, I mean, on the mental level, obviously like meditation is super helpful, but ultimately it's healing, you know. And I think if you're willing to be a seeker to find that out, you know, just like asking that question, it will lead you to some answers. And obviously there's the mental side too, which is brain chemistry, which I'm not qualified to talk about because that kind of borders into like medical advice. But like I was on an antidepressant for 3 years, and it helped, you know, but it gave me just enough of a boost where when I got more serious about my self-care, and I got sober, I started eating right, and I started meditating, and I started like journeying into actual healing, you know, it started to lift. And then I stopped taking it. So that was my personal experience. Aaron's asking about track list of the album. It's on my Instagram. Yeah, let's rewind real quick. There's other things too, like in combination, obviously nature is super powerful. Like I said, it's a vast topic. I'm certainly not an expert on that or anything. Please don't ever think I'm an expert on absolutely anything, because I'm not. I'm just figuring it out, just like everybody else. And, you know, I can only share about my own experiences, so that was just coming from my own experiences. Just to say that. Whatever you're going through, Blake, like, I'm just sending you a lot of love, and chances are whatever you're going through, somebody went through it and they got better, and so you're gonna get better. And you know, it's a journey. Like, it's a journey. There's no one-stop shop to this shit. Like, and every time you beat the final boss, then there's like a new final boss, and then you conquer that, and then there's like some new shit starts coming up. And what I've experienced is the like space between the peaks and the valleys kind of just evens out a little bit, and there's a little bit more like compassion and understanding to how we are and how to like nurture ourselves in those moments. But man, sometimes it's a big knot. It's a big tangled knot, and you got to undo it, you know. I've been to therapy, sober 6 years. I had a knot. I had a big spaghetti, tangled spaghetti. I had to take out strand by strand, so I feel you. What else? Let's do a couple more, and then I have to go because I'm still actually putting together my Lost Land set, and so clock's ticking. I put together the first 30 minutes that I'm pretty stoked on, since I found out the first 30 minutes were going to be streamed. So I put some of the you know, LSDREAM bangers and some new album stuff in the front half, because none of my sets have ever been live streamed. Like, there's no like actual video from a festival of my set, so I wanted to almost like create a time capsule of just a little moment in time. But I got to work on the second half now, so I do have to go soon, you guys. Let me see here. Someone said answer Lucid's question, but I can't see it, so maybe Lucid, ask your question again. Oh, Lucid. Oh, is that your question? Why don't or do psychedelics help spiritual growth? They absolutely do. No doubt about it. Like, at this point, there's zero doubt that it helps spiritual growth. But the biggest element of spiritual growth that I feel like isn't talked about a lot is integration. Integration is after you realize something, after you go through something, after you transmute something, you have to actually integrate it into your being, into your life. And I think with psychedelics, what happens is we get a glimpse, we get a very powerful glimpse, like, holy shit. And you fucking I'm getting the chills just talking about it. Like, you just realize something epic. You have a breakthrough. And then sometimes after that, the integration kind of doesn't happen enough. And so it can feel very fleeting. And you kind of walk away with, in the moment, it feels like, holy shit. But then sometimes, for some people, you come away with it and you feel like you just retain like a little morsel of it. So there's that. I think integration is super important. To just, because really what's happening is you're breaking new neural pathways. You know, it's almost like I love this metaphor. Imagine like a field, and it's a field of grass, and your house is at the other side. Your house represents like your beliefs, your thoughts, your blocks, all that stuff. And you walk the same path to your house every day. It's just who you are, it's how you think. And so the path is like beaten down, it's like clear. And what psychedelics can do is like bypass that router, and all of a sudden like you take a new path that you never took before, and you're like, oh shit. But then the next day you start walking down the same path again. That's like integration. Integration is like to continue down that new way over and over again until that becomes like solidified in a sense. And I've obviously experienced that. Again, everything I'm sharing is my personal experiences, not like, you know, sitting here quoting books and shit. This is just my experience. And I've compared that with actual like intensive spiritual work that I've done, which is like all about integration, stuff that you do like every single day as part of a routine. And I've just seen the kind of difference in how that solidifies in my life. So that's how I'm able to kind of draw that comparison. And I'm kind of drawing a blank on more things, but I mean, that's one example, you know, if that's cool. I think that's a heady question. I think there's a lot of authors exploring that, a lot of different takes on it. But again, I don't think that it doesn't help spiritual growth. I think that it does help, but I think that it's like part of an equation. You know, I think it's like, it's a tool. It's not a solution, it's a tool. There it is. It's a tool. It's a great tool. It's not a one-stop shop. There's no one-stop shop. But for some people, it does have a massive effect. It changed my life for sure, you know, especially at a young age. We're so programmed, we're so conditioned, we're so, you know, society's making us these fucking robots. And if you're young and you start exploring psychedelics, like, it cracks you wide open. It's absolutely powerful. But there's different levels, and different people go through different things, and different people are on different paths and dealing with different traumas and things and awakenings. And so it is a very specific person-to-person type of thing. But luckily, there's a lot of like scientific studies happening and books coming out. So one 100% believe that like supporting psychedelics and spiritual growth will absolutely make the world a better place. No doubt about that. The art behind me. Oh, why am I going like this? Like it's a selfie. Stupid. The art behind me. Let's see here. This is a pashmina, one of a kind, that is from an artist on Instagram who's also an LSDREAMer. His name is Shamanik. Check him out. Shamanik with a Y. And then this is just like a one-of-one pashmina that I made for Follow the Vibe. And then here's the Liquid Dreams one. There's the Rage Nation one. And then over here, those are puzzles. And that awesome thing there, can't really see it. Maybe if I kind of go like this. It's a Android Jones one-of-one like hologram piece. It weighs like 100 pounds. I'm surprised it's still hanging up on my wall. Alright, you guys, I gotta go. We should do this again. So many good questions. So many good questions. I wish I could get to them all, you guys, and I'm so sorry if I left you hanging. But we're 2 hours deep, and Lost Lands is coming up, and I gotta work. So, love you guys. Thanks for being here. I can't believe there's like hundreds of you here right now. Absolutely blows my mind. But yeah, if you guys ever want to do this again, where I just come on just for like a chat, hangout, for really no other purpose than just like live stream and chat, I'm absolutely down. So maybe we could do that one day. Once like, let's see, like festival season for the most part, it's over after Halloween. So maybe early November, something like that, we could just hop on and pick up where we left off. Sound good? If you have a question that is like a burning question, you're like, I really need to like ask this dude this, just send me a DM. Easy. Anyway, much love, you guys.